ladies and gents, this is just a really quick room tour specifically for Asal, who has asked me to show the layout of how I've got my IKEA furniture, based on some photos she saw on Facebook, and she just wanted to have a look what I'd done. So this is what I've got. All of my furniture is the very cheap and cheerful, very basic white IKEA furniture. Nothing fancy. It's just like melamine chipboard or whatever it is, MDF, but it's strong and it does the job. And when you're a crafter, you don't want anything too expensive because it could get, ink on it or whatever. So I've got quite a lot of these. If I just swing round, those are the cubes. I don't know if they're called clacks. I don't know the names of all the furniture. I didn't take that much notice. Clacks. And now I've got quite a few of these behind me. This whole wall here, round to here, and round to just about that bookshelf, that is my personal crafting stuff. The other half of the room is scrimpy stock. I never show that on video, but basically I use those bookcases there in the far corner and the cube storage there for the stock. So I've got quite a number of these cubes. You can buy them with 4 holes like that, 8 holes, or you can buy them great big huge things. I prefer the separate ones like this because you can buy a bit at a time, the £20. And also you can split them, move them about, stack them how you want. So I find it better to buy them separately. And then down here I've got these. I've just bought these the other day, which are A4 drawers. They're for my cardstock, for Stampin' Up. It's all Stampin' Up stock for my demonstrating. And then I got these here, which are 12 by 12 plastic boxes to store the paper stacks in. And those are both from the range. I think they're £3.99 and that's like £4.99, £5, something like that. So I just need to label them. So as I am getting my new stock, it's all going in those. And I'll buy them as I need them. Don't want to show them orders. Camera. I use this one if anybody's interested. It's a Panasonic. It's like a little camcorder. It flicks down like that, so you can twizzle that and see if you're in shot. I mean, you see me saying, am I in shot? And it's a Panasonic HCV250. It's simple. That's what I use. Or, as I'm using now, I use my iPhone. So, the desks are the very, very basic IKEA table desktops. You find them in the desk section. And you buy the tops separate to the legs, because you can get different colour legs. This one is a metre long one. Is it a metre? Yeah. They're just over a metre. They're about 1.25 metres, and I've got 2. I've got one that way and then one going that way. I did have an add-on one which was just short of a metre, but it protruded too far towards where my other units start and it got in the way, so I've got rid of it. And when I'm cutting up, I've now got a fold away table for when I'm cutting laces, because I've got quite a big room. I've a lot of floor space, so I've got the foldable table. So that's what those are. They're they're like £8 for these desktops and something like £2 for the legs. I think the legs are as dear as the top. It's crazy, but they do. The new unit that I've just bought, which is this long one here, as you can see, I've got my lovely Stampin' Up stuff all neat and tidy, and it goes the full length. Now that is a DVD storage unit. Again, it's the very, very basic one. I can't remember the name of it, I'm afraid. But you can get it in several colours. The white one is the cheapest colour. Slightly cheaper. They do it in black, like beach colour. They do it in a few colours. And because this unit is slightly higher than my tables, although you can screw like the bottom of the feet for the tables to lift it up, because there's a difference in level, all I've done is you get loads of these little shelves in case you want it to hold CDs rather than DVDs. They give you loads. So I've used the spare ones as props to make up the difference between the far unit and the height of my desk. And it works really well. It's perfectly sturdy and it reaches the whole length of my desk. So it's quite substantial. When they're stood up, they are very, very high. I think they're like 189 centimetres. I don't know, but I don't know, to be honest, but they're very, very tall. The other thing that I bought was these the other day. And these are in the kitchen section. And these are actually meant to go in your kitchen cupboards, you know, to make extra storage on your shelves for your tins. But it's got a nice little fancy cut-out pattern there. They're metal. And the good thing is you can screw them together for extra sturdiness. Now, these are the narrow ones. You can also get a wider one that comes out to here, like a big square. And then obviously you stack these on top, so you've got like tiers. These are £2 each. So, you know, it's cheap. Same as these little pen pots. You get these in the plant section. Sturdy and durable. I mean, it's really nice when you make your own storage, but it's not durable. I've had these a good few years. £2 each. What I hold my dies on, these are magnetic sheets. You can buy them in the range, and they're really, really cheap. They work out about 50p a piece or something like that for an A4 sheet, and I've just pinned them to the wall because my walls, they're just painted as they always have been. I've not decorated it. Might be something I think about doing next year, is giving it a lick of paint and putting new flooring down. These Fernley Designs, I need to put new labels on, to be honest, because they just peel off. Little tubs. These had marshmallows in from the range. These tubs, these are a new acquirement. I got these from the Works. They've opened a new Works shop in Huddersfield, and it's a lot larger than the old one, so they're carrying a lot more stock. And I like these because they're quite deep. And I think it was like £5 for 4. But the sturdy ones, they're not, I mean, you can get them in pound shop. I think this is a pound shop one. But they're not always sturdy. And the lids aren't always sturdy. So sometimes it's worth just paying that little bit extra. So those are from the Works. Got my lovely Tilda dolls. And this shelf, I can't remember the name of it. It's not, this one over here, if I just pan round really carefully. This one is a cheap one. This is called a Billy bookcase. I know that. That's one of the cheaper ones. I only paid about £10 or something for that. It wasn't much at all. But, you know, it holds stuff. And as I say, the rest, just span you around so you don't get dizzy. The rest is cubes. And I've got another one of these as well. And they're quite good. They're really, really sturdy. I think that one was about £45, that one. As I say, I can't remember the name of it. But when you walk in IKEA and you get to the furniture, just have a right good look round. Have your measurements in your mind of what you want. And you can, you know, create yourself quite a decent craft room on quite a low budget. I do use the plastic boxes underneath. That's another good thing about these IKEA desks. They are deep. They are very deep. So you've got plenty of space. I do think that they're deeper than actually buying proper desks. They've got some beautiful desks in IKEA, but they're expensive. You know, and I mean, what I've got, 20, 30, 40 something pound there. If you to buy a desk that large in IKEA, ready, you know, like that, from the section that does desks, you'd be talking a couple of £100 because it's, you know, it's quite large. So that's a cheap way of doing it. Okay, I hope that's helped. That is basically it. That is my storage. Doesn't have to be complicated. It works for me. One other tip, and I know it's hard as crafters, I am having to be really strict because I've got a large room, but you know, I don't want it stacked up to the roof. So every now and again I do go through and I do have a right good clear out, and things that I don't use. If you haven't used something in 12 months, the odds on are that you're not going to use it. Get rid of it. Pass it on to somebody that can use it. Give it to your local school or brownies or whatever. Get rid of it. If you've not used it in 12 months, you don't need it. Okay? If you narrow your stash down, you'll find that you use it better. You can't work effectively in clutter. I can't anyway. So get sorting. Get yourself some adequate storage. And if you find that you've got too much stuff to go in your storage, you've got too much stuff and you need to get a grip, stop hoarding and thin it out. That's the way, that's how I've managed to get mine organised. Thin it out, get rid of what you don't use. Stop holding on to stuff. All right, I hope that's been helpful. And I have been asked to do one about how I upload to YouTube as well. I'm not very good technically, so what I'm going to do is there is a YouTube guy who I go to. I always watch him when I want to find something out. So I'm going to see if he's got one, and I will share that on my Facebook instead, because I would be there forever explaining. So I hope that's been helpful to you, Asal. I hope I haven't waved too much. I do apologise. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.